This isn't just another viral video, this is a historic moment. When a group of police officers crossed the line, they had no idea they were dealing with a CIA agent. This story will change the way you see authority and justice, and you won't forget it anytime soon. The platform at Grand Central Station was a swirling sea of people. Evening rush hour churned with energy, footsteps echoing against the high arched ceilings while trains rumbled beneath. Commuters, faces etched with the day's fatigue, moved like a tide. Amid the chaos, one figure stood out, though she made no attempt to. Tara Jones, composed and purposeful, moved with the kind of quiet confidence that turned heads without trying. Her black skirt and tailored blazer spoke of professionalism, and the leather bag slung over her shoulder added an air of authority. Every click of her heeled boots echoed with calm precision, as if announcing that she belonged. Her natural curls framed a face softened by subtle makeup, but her eyes sharp, observant, never rested. Tara wasn't just passing through, she was scanning, assessing every detail in her surroundings. Not everyone saw the grace and professionalism behind her presence. Two uniformed officers, Riley and Grant, broke from the crowd. Riley, tall with broad shoulders and a badge that seemed more a crown than an emblem of duty, strode forward with a smirk curling his lips. Grant, younger and less sure, trailed behind, his fingers twitching nervously at his belt. Riley's voice cut through the din, thick with authority and barely veiled condescension. "Mom," he called out, stepping into her path, blocking her stride. Tara's brows lifted slightly, her face calm but alert. "Is there a problem, officer?" Her voice was measured, professional, one that had diffused tension in far more dangerous rooms. "Routine check," Riley replied, his smirk widening. "You fit the description of someone we're looking for." Tara's gaze sharpened. "Description of what exactly?" Her tone remained even but firm. Riley leaned in, arrogance radiating from him. "We'll figure that out. Step aside." His words dripped with the certainty of someone convinced of his own authority. Tara's jaw tightened. Her instincts, honed from years in hostile environments, told her not to escalate. Slowly, deliberately, she reached into her bag, every movement controlled, knowing sudden actions could invite danger. She handed over her ID. Riley snatched it without acknowledgement. "Federal employee, huh?" he muttered, holding it to the light. Suspicion laced his voice as his eyes flicked between the card and her face. "What are you doing here?" "Here." "Official business," Tara answered, folding her arms. "Is that a crime?" Grant shifted behind Riley, casting uneasy glances. "Maybe we should call this in," he suggested. Riley waved him off. "Relax," he snapped. Turning back to Tara, his smile twisted. "What's in the bag? Got anything you want to tell us before I take a look?" Tara inhaled quietly through her nose, irritation flickering behind her calm exterior. "You don't want to do that?" she warned, voice low but unwavering. Riley chuckled, mistaking restraint for fear. "Oh, really?" Without waiting, he seized her bag and unzipped it. The transformation was immediate. His smirk dissolved. His fingers hovered over the gleaming badge, inside bold letters spelling out CIA, and beside it, a matte black Glock nestled with calculated precision. Riley's face drained of color. Grant stepped back, eyes wide. Riley," he stammered, voice shaking. Tara calmly retrieved her bag, every movement deliberate. Her gaze met Riley's at a cold, unrelenting stare that left no room for doubt. "Now," she said, her voice slicing through the tension, "would you like to explain why you just harassed a federal agent?" Riley's mouth opened, but the arrogance had evaporated. Words stumbled out. We thought you might be a threat." His gaze darted anywhere but at her. "A threat?" Tara echoed, her eyebrow arching. "A woman in a skirt and heels. Or did you assume you could get away with this because you thought I wouldn't push back?" Around them, commuters had begun to notice. Phones emerged, recording the unfolding scene. Riley's earlier bravado melted under the weight of flashing cameras and prying eyes. Panic flickered across his face. Tara didn't hesitate. She pulled out her phone, hit record, and raised it. "State your names and badge numbers," she demanded, voice ringing out clear and unwavering. Grant, realizing the gravity of the situation, complied immediately. "Officer Grant, badge number 47800, he muttered, face flushed with regret. Tara turned her camera to Riley. He hesitated, then mumbled, "Officer Riley, badge 45213. Tara's voice cut sharper. "You like rifling through women's belongings during routine checks, Officer Riley. Let's see how well that excuse plays out when your superior CP this." The crowd thickened. Murmurs grew louder. People whispered words like profiling and abuse of power. Riley's earlier authority had disintegrated, replaced by frantic glances toward Grant and the gathering audience. Tara's steady gaze didn't waver. She knew what this was: an abuse of assumption, of unchecked authority wielded against someone they never expected to fight back. But she wasn't just anyone. Every second stretched. Riley's arrogance was gone, swallowed by the weight of consequences he hadn't imagined. Tara lowered her phone, collected her ID, and took a breath. "Next time," she said, words laced with quiet steel. "Think twice before you decide someone looks suspicious." As she walked away, the crowd parted for her. Phones remained raised, recording every step. Riley stood frozen, Grant shifting uncomfortably. The air, once filled with the hum of commuters, now buzzed with whispered conversations and the knowledge that something significant had just unfolded. Tara didn't look back. Her boots clicked steadily against the polished floor, echoing with authority the kind earned, not assumed. That night, videos flooded social media. News outlets picked up the footage. Headlines read, CIA agent conference nipped officers in viral Grand Central incident, and abuse of power meets its match. Tara's phone buzzed with texts and calls. Her supervisor sent a single message, handled perfectly. But Tara wasn't after applause. Her victory wasn't about personal vindication, it was a stand against a system where assumptions could end in tragedy. Tonight, someone had underestimated her. Tonight, she reminded them, and everyone watching, that authority unchecked is dangerous. And silence, not an option. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. The next morning, headlines blared across every major news outlet. CIA agent confronts nipped officers, racial profiling caught on camera. The video had gone viral overnight, sparking outrage and heated discussions about police misconduct and racial bias. Social media flooded with comments, some expressing disbelief, others anger. Tara Jones's calm yet commanding confrontation became a symbol of standing up against abuse of power. The nipped, facing mounting pressure, announced an immediate investigation into the officer's conduct. But for Tara, the viral video wasn't the end, it was just the beginning. Using her CIA connections, Tara arranged a meeting with the precinct captain that very afternoon. She walked into the station with the same unwavering confidence she had at Grand Central. Armed with not just a video but a comprehensive report, she presented evidence of broader misconduct her agency had uncovered. Her voice was steady, her words cutting through the tension. "This isn't just about me," she said firmly, locking eyes with the captain. "It's about accountability. If this happened to me, a federal agent, imagine how many go unheard." The room was silent, the weight of her words undeniable. Officer Riley was swiftly suspended, pending the outcome of the internal investigation. Officer Grant, while reprimanded, reached out to Tara privately. His voice was laced with regret. "I should have spoken up," he admitted, avoiding her gaze. Tara listened but remained resolute. "This isn't about apologies," she replied. "It's about making sure it doesn't happen again." Later that week, Tara returned to Grand Central Station. This time, no officer stopped her. No suspicious glances followed her steps. As she settled into her train seat, her phone buzzed a text from her CIA supervisor. "Well done. Mission accomplished." Tara smiled, knowing she had turned an injustice into a catalyst for change. This story is more than just a confrontation, it's a powerful reminder that courage and truth can challenge injustice. Tara Jones stood up not just for herself, but for everyone who has been silenced or overlooked. Her calm resolve in the face of arrogance shows us that dignity speaks louder than anger. Even when others doubted her, she chose to fight back, proving that real strength lies in standing up for what's right, no matter how intimidating the opposition seems. It's a lesson to never let assumptions define you, and to use your voice even when it shakes. Tara's actions remind us that change begins when we refuse to be silent, when we confront injustice head-on with truth and integrity. We all have a choice to look away or to act. Let this be a call to stand firm, speak out, and believe that one voice can spark a wave of change.